Hi, today we shall talk of the various parts of speech. As we all know that English is incomplete without the usage of correct grammar, and grammar we have already covered articles under the grammar section of English language, and today we shall talk about the various other parts of speeches that are essential for the correct use of English at the right place, whether be it written English or be it spoken English. One's grammar must be correct, and we must know the usage of the various parts of speech. Now, as we all know that we have nouns in English language, we have discussed that initially. We also have something called a pronoun in the English language. Now, a pronoun is used to replace a noun and hence represents it. And we must take care to use the correct pronoun at the correct place so that the listener or the reader clearly understand which noun you are referring to. Pronoun is something that is used in place of a noun. There are places when we do not wish to use the noun again and again. For example, Rahul is a good boy. Rahul goes home and studies every day. Rahul is very sincere in his work. Now, instead of using the word Rahul, Rahul and Rahul for the third time, it is better and easier for us to use the word he. Instead of using Rahul for the second time, we can say a sentence, Rahul is a good boy, he goes home and studies every day, and he is sincere with his work. That is called a pronoun. Now, some kinds of errors in the use of pronouns are there, and we must avoid those errors so that the pronouns are used correctly. Firstly, a pronoun must agree in number with the noun it replaces, meaning that if there is a singular noun for which we have to use a pronoun, we must take in account whether the pronoun is replacing a singular noun or a plural noun. Therefore, for example, if a pronoun takes the place of a singular noun, it also has to be singular. For example, if a student parks a car on campus, they have to buy a parking sticker. If a student parks a car on campus, he or she has to buy a parking sticker. Now, the words everybody, anybody, anyone, each, neither, or nobody, or someone, etc. are singular and they take singular pronouns. Therefore, the marked sentences that we have just discussed, we use the word he / she. A student can be he or she, and the parking of the vehicle deals with one single student only, but is common for all the students. So, every student is individually responsible for parking of the car with their stickers. Now, also, we must, I'll read out a sentence to you, and we will know that this is wrongly written. Everybody ought to do their best. Everybody ought to do his or her best. We all know that everybody here is used as a singular form. We are referring to everybody, but we are also saying that each and every one should do a work sincerely, and in the end, that is how everybody will be successful, or everybody should do a work, everybody should do it individually. So we use the word he or she rather than using the word everybody ought to do their best, because everybody is used as a singular form. Secondly, we must remember that a pronoun must agree in person with the noun it corresponds to. If you are using a noun in the first person, that is I or we, do not confuse your reader by using a pronoun in the second person, that is you, or third person, that is he, she, and they. Similarly, if you have used a noun in the second person, do not replace it with a pronoun in the first or the third person. I is the first person, you is the second person, he, she, and they are the third person forms that we use in English. To illustrate that, I will give you an example. When the students came to class, we should be prepared for the day's lesson. When the students come to class, they should be prepared for the day's lesson. When we say the first sentence, it changes the meaning. When we are talking of the students, we are talking of the third person. And when we say when the students come to the class, they should be prepared with the lecture, meaning thereby that when we use the pronoun, that is they here, we are representing the third form only. But if we replace it by we, it becomes the first form. So the third form that is used in a noun should be replaced by the third form in the pronoun itself and not by the second or the first form of person. Thirdly, we must remember that when there is more than one noun in a sentence, we should make sure that it should be clear which one of them, for which one of them the pronoun is used for, or which is the pronoun that refers to the noun. For example, although Amit helped Lalit with his words, he did not forgive him. Who did not forgive him? We do not know whether it was Amit who did not forgive Lalit, or whether it was Lalit who did not forgive Amit. When we use a pronoun, we must specify which noun are we referring to. The men told the girls that they would miss the train. Who would miss the train? The men would miss the train, or the girls would miss the train. So the correct sentence would be, the men told the girls that the men would be missing the train. Or we could say, the men told the girls that they would miss the train, so the girls should hurry up. Now this is something that is referring to the girls. I'm talking of the girls here. And when we are saying that the girls should hurry up, that means that they will miss the train. And the instructions are being given from the men. The money is in the steel cupboard and it is safe. What is safe? The money is safe. The steel cupboard is safe. Or what is safe? So the money is kept safely in the steel cupboard. Either we can say that, or if we have to use a pronoun, then we say it is safely kept in the steel cupboard. Now it here obviously refers to money, and steel cupboard we are using. So we know that the money is safely kept in the steel cupboard. Put the paper in the file and read it later. Now what does it refer to here? Whether the paper or the file or the pin, whatever it is. So this needs to be specified. Then fourthly, remember that a pronoun should be in the subject case where it is in apposition to a subject or a subject complement, and in the object case where it is in opposition to the object of a verb or preposition. I will illustrate that with the help of an example. 3 artists, Mary, Alka and me, prepared the stage decorations. Now here we are referring to me, but the correct sentence would be 3 artists, Mary, Alka and I, prepared the stage decorations. When we talk of I, we are talking of I as a person who did a particular work. But when we talk of me, we talk of something that belongs to us. So instead of using the word me, the correct form would be the first form, that will be the I form, because I did the work and I was responsible for the work. So in this sentence, the noun phrase Mary, Alka and I is in apposition to the 3 artists. The subject of the sentence, the pronoun in the phrase, therefore has to be in the subject case. And what happens is, when the pronoun is not in apposition, the object in where it is not in apposition with the object of the sentence goes wrong. For example, the stage decorations were prepared by 3 artists, Mary, Alka and I. This sentence is incorrect because the pronoun in the phrase is in apposition in the subject case, whereas this should not be in the subject case. The stage decorations, because stage is the subject here. And when we talk of Mary, Alka and I, or Mary, Alka and me, which is incorrect, we are referring to the predicate first. The subject is something which is being worked upon. The subject comes first and then comes the predicate. The work is being done on the subject, that is the stage. So the stage should come first and then should come the names of the people who have done that particular kind of work. So the correct sentence would be, the stage decorations were prepared by 3 artists, Mary, Alka and me, or Mary, Alka and I, because the work was done by me. So Similarly, a first person plural pronoun used in combination with a noun takes the case of the noun. If the noun functions as a subject, the pronoun should be in the subject case, and if the noun functions as an object, the pronoun should be in the object case. We doctors work late. Now the owner of the restaurant looked us slow-eaten. We doctors work late. Now this is the predicate or the object case. Now if the sentence is written with the object case coming first, the pronoun will also have the object case written first and then will be the subject case. So these are a few points to be remembered while using pronouns, and if we keep these few points in mind, we would be able to make better use of the pronouns. We shall now talk of another part of speech, that is the preposition. Now prepositions are words that appear before a noun, a pronoun, a noun phrase, an infinitive, a prepositional phrase, or a noun clause in a sentence. It can be used anywhere in a sentence. They show the relationship between the word that follows them, that is the object that is there, and the verb or noun coming before them. There are mainly 36 prepositions in English, and some of them have more than one meaning. For example, at is used to express clock times, points of times in the day, holiday periods, particular, positions or places, activity someone is taking part in. And we have many prepositions in English who, however, have nearly the same meaning. For example, beside and by, come and sit beside me, or come and sit by me. Both these words have almost the same meanings. Now, I'll give you a few examples. He will come at 4 p.m. Now, at here, number one is used in relation with time, that is representing the time. The boy stopped playing at noon. The point of time in the day. At here is point of time in the day, not the time. There will be a sale at Christmas. At here is referring to a particular period, that is festive period or holiday time. Then we have, she stopped me at the end of the street, that is a particular position or place. Then we have, they met at lunch, that is an activity. And Ravi sat besides his brother, by the side of his brother. As I just mentioned, that here also beside is used in the confusing manner where it means come and sit by the side of. And let us go far for a walk by the river, by the side of. By again means the side of, but used slightly differently. So prepositions are words that have that connect various parts of a sentence, and they add more meaning to a sentence, and they make the sentences more specific. One of the prepositions is on. On is a very commonly used preposition. The box is on the table. It refers to the position on the surface of something. She will join the school on Monday. On, that is during a particular period of a day. The second preposition is in. I am taking a break in June 2013. That is a period of time. He works in Bangladesh. That is the place, continents, countries. It is referred to places, continents, countries, so on and so forth. Then we have another preposition, between. We sat between our parents in the car. It refers to two people. Between is when it refers to two people, whatever activity it may be. Then is among. Among is they distributed the sweets among the children. Among is when we refer to more than two people or things. Then is next preposition, over. The bird flew over the house, that is positioned above something or without touching with it. Over is above something. Then we have up. She lives up on the hill. Up refers to a higher position, and it can also be Stella climbed up the stairs. It is again towards a higher position. Then we have below. Below is we could see the village below in the valley. That is a lower position when we refer to a position that is lower. And the scores were all below 30. That is less than a certain number or a certain level. Again, lesser than a level or lesser than a particular height or a particular benchmark, whatever it may be. Then is under. The cat was lying under the table. Under is at a low position, and I found the keys under the pile of clothes that is covered by something. Something kept below, something kept beneath something else. All the children are under 10, that is less than a particular number, age, etc. The children are all lesser than the age of 10 years. Then we have beneath. The bottle was lying beneath the table, that is directly under something or in a lower position, or it is really beneath my dignity to shout and yell. That is not good enough or suitable for a particular person, be it me or be it anybody else. Then is down. In the evening, his temperature came down slightly. Now that is at or towards a lower level or a lesser amount, or it can be the water flowed down the slope, that is towards a lower position. Then we have by. They waited for the man by his car, that is beside or near to something, beside something. And I will reach your place by 8 p.m. That is, I will reach a particular place. It refers to a time, and by a certain time that I am giving to you. Then is aside. He brushed aside all the issues. Move or push onto one side, ignore them. That is brushing aside, not mentioning them or just removing the issues. Could you help aside some money for the books, please? That is, keep aside for later use in the future. Then we have besides. Besides is Vinod has many other interests besides painting, apart from, that is in addition to someone or something. That is besides, and that is another preposition. Then we have the next preposition, that is aside. He brushed aside all the issues, that is move or push onto one side, that is away from whatever the main issue was. And then is, could you keep aside some money for the books, please? That is something that is to be used later on. Then we have another preposition, that is besides. Besides is John has many interests besides painting. Now this is in addition to someone or something. And then we have beside. The principal sat beside the chief guest on the dais, by the side of. We have along. The traveller moved along the railway line from one end of something like a line to the other, or even parallel to it. Then we have against. I am against corruption, that is opposition. I do not like something. He was standing against the wall. It can also be used in the manner to mention next to an upright surface for support. Against a wall, that is for support. Then we have our college played against the best teams in the country and won. Against also refers to competition. The next is about. The article was about sleep disorders, that is relating to or concerning something. And next is Stella walked about the house, admiring its charm. About is also used in the form of around, walking around. The piece is what I like most about the countryside, a quality that is in someone or something. It is also used where we are referring to a particular quality. Then is with. She came with her son, together, along with the son. We write with pens or pencils, that is the instrument that we use for writing. It is also used as you are a person with great talent, that is a possession, a sense of possessing that a person has. And then is he was shivering with cold because of mental or physical state. It could be the cold that was making the person shiver. Then is since. She has been waiting for him since 5 o'clock, refers to a particular point in the time, in the past or the present. Then is you have been staying here since 2002, haven't you? 2002 refers to, again, particular time in past or present. Then is for. Kumar has been with the company for 20 years. That is the duration of time of action or activity. And this bottle of perfume is for you. That is intended for you. The purpose is for you, to be given to you. Then is Irfan managed the office for me while I was away. In order to help someone, we also use the preposition for. The next preposition is to. The bus goes from the NCR to Delhi. That is the destination from one place to another place. Then is Sonali sent me a pass to the dance program. The purpose was to send a pass, and therefore it's used as a preposition. Then is towards. The teacher looked towards the blackboard, the direction. When it points a particular direction, the preposition towards is also used. Then is the government is considering different steps towards the elimination of child labor. That is leading to a result, where we are aiming for a particular result. And then is Prakash is considerate towards all his junior colleagues. It also refers to the attitude that a particular person has towards colleagues, friends, or anybody around him. Next preposition is behind. Astha found the bat behind the door, at the back of someone or something. Then is we are running behind schedule. It refers to time also, that is later than what the present time is. Do you know who is behind this plan? This is supporting. Somebody who's supporting this particular plan. Alok wondered what could be behind his friend's strange behavior. Hidden reason. What could be there behind it, or what is in your mind? Then is before. We arrived much before the reception. That is earlier in time. We were before time. The girl is before you in the queue, ahead of you. It also refers to ahead, being ahead. The actor stood smiling before the audience while they clap. It also refers to being in front of or facing. The most difficult years of life were before him, in front of him, something done or situation that is still to be faced. The next preposition is after. Can you see me after the meeting? That is following an event or time. Then is father has gone after the postman. That is following someone in order to stop or speak to them. The next is a captain comes after a major. That is next in rank or in importance or in position. And she asked after you, about you. That is she asked me about you. Then is into. She threw the paper into the waste paper basket to the inside of something. Then is how does milk turn into curd? That is change. And Perrin has got into politics. That is being involved in a particular act. Then is the next preposition within. You can reach Delhi by air within 2 hours before a certain period of time has passed. That is what it refers to. Then is he has won 3 national awards within 1 year during a certain period of time again. Then is Stella longed to be within the walls of her home, inside an area or a particular space. That is also something that within refers to. The next preposition is through. The train went through the long tunnel. It passed through the tunnel movement from one end to the other of some passage, entrance, area, etc. Then we have she went through terrible pain after the surgery experience. It also refers to the experience. And then we have across. Across, we had to go across the lake to reach the hut. That is movement from one side of something to the other. And then there is a chemist across the road on the opposite side. That is what it refers to. So we have done most of the prepositions and the various uses where they can be used. Prepositions is something that help us make the sentences connected, that help us give a more meaning to the sentence and also pertain to a particular activity, direction, so on and so forth.